Good afternoon, FLOSSTUBE. It's Lori of Mischievous Stitches. I want to welcome everyone to my channel this afternoon. I'm glad that you stopped by to visit with me today. I have several things to share with you today. I have a full finish, I've worked on my current pieces, and I have haul. Now, yesterday morning, I drove about an hour and a half to Irmo, South Carolina to visit with my friends Mary, April, and Natasha. Now, Mary, Natasha, and I, we talk almost daily, and we have been stitch friends for several years. We just haven't been able to see each other since 2020. Well, yesterday was the day, so we got together for a little cross-stitch retail therapy, did a little stashing, a little planning, and salling. So let me share with you what we got, or what I got. So I have a bag full. Stitchin Kitten had a room. Their stitch room was, everything from market was laid out on tables, lots of fabric on racks, and we just dove right in. I started with this piece by JBW. I think it was a market exclusive, and it's called An Ode to Red. It's all packaged up with everything you need to stitch the piece. I believe including the thread, if I'm not incorrect, in this little red organza bag, and this is a better picture of the piece. I love Judy's designs. They're so sweet and feminine, and I had to have this piece. Mary and I, and later on Natasha decided to join after much pushing from the two of us. We're gonna sell Hello Spring. This is a booklet by Teresa Kogut, and we're going to sell this piece here. So with all the fabric in the shop, there were some fabric dyers that I was unfamiliar with. And so the piece that I decided to purchase for this is not the piece that is recommended by Teresa. The piece I got is called Moonstone by Fiber on a Whim. And I hope this kind of comes true. It has a little bit of gray in it. I mean, green, not gray. Green. It's a mottled fabric, but it's lightly mottled. And let me show you the threads. These are all the called for threads. And this is, I believe, a 36 count fabric. That looks a little more true there. I like to have good lighting, but sometimes too much light kind of distorts the color in the fabric. So I got the fabric and the threads. Now, there were two of the threads that were not in stock at the shop. So we subbed, we pulled the DMCs, and we subbed those colors for, hold on just a second. Barn door, it called for barn door, and we subbed that for cherry cobbler. And then it also calls for stormy night, and we subbed that for blue corn. But again, here are the colors for the piece, and I think they're really going to look great on this piece of moonstone, because I feel like the green in the fabric really complements the colors. So we're going to start this one on, I think May 1st is May Day, and we're going to start it on May 1st. So I'm looking forward to that. Because there's, you know, I think I probably have somewhere around 10 sales started with those friends, my giggles. What's one more? So what else did I get? Let's see. I don't want to separate them. I need to put them right back in the bag, because last year I did a video and I had bought new fabrics from a different shop, and I didn't put them back with the pieces, and now I have them separated and I don't know what they go to, so I don't ever want to make that mistake again. Okay. So this week I downloaded a pattern. I've downloaded 3 patterns online. But Lila's Studio, and I can share this because she has this freebie. I'm sorry I don't have the color, but this is the pattern. And this is Flag Day, I believe it is. Yes, no, Flag Bearer. And as part of this series, the Spring Parade. Now, there's one other pattern for this with a set of 4 because they are small designs. Flag Bearer is only, on 40 count, he's 3.5 by 3.5. And I've got, I believe it is 36 count. But like I said, there's this pattern as well as another. So in total, there are 9 designs. And I really love the artichoke and the radish. I want to have springtime, Easter display next year for my grandchildren. And I thought these are perfect for that. I didn't pull the colors, but I did get a piece of fabric for this, and I plan on stitching this soon, even though I definitely will not get it stitched for Easter this year. But I plan to stitch them all. So I picked up that. And I also, actually, maybe this is the colors for that. Let me check real quick. I'm sorry. I did pick up the colors for that, the DMC for that yesterday. It is. So here are the DMC colors for Flag Bearer. There. But back to this, I will link it below, but Lila from Lila's Studio one day this week introduced this piece on her Instagram page as a freebie, and it is free on her website, so Lila's Studio. And I will link both her Instagram post and her website down below so that you can get that pattern or take a look at it if you'd like. And I also picked up this kit, Honeybee Quaker Primrose Garden. I'm going to get it right in a minute. Primrose Cottage Stitches. Now this kit does not include the fabric for stitching or the threads, but it includes everything finishing for this piece. So I look forward to stitching that one up. If you were with me last weekend, I picked up both Christmas and winter of this Quaker series from Annabella's in Waynesville, North Carolina. So now I have this one. This one was released at market this year. And I picked up 2 of the new Satsuma Streets. The past 2 years I have been stitching these perforated paper ornaments for my grandchildren, and I absolutely love them. They're simple stitching, they're beautiful, they're beaded and sequined, and I really like them, and they're perfect for children, even adults. But Satsuma Street has already released their Christmas for this year, and I picked up 2 of them. And these are the 2 I picked up for this year. So I will stitch, this is Santa Cruiser, and I will stitch this for my grandson Waylon. And this is Cool Kid, and I'm going to stitch this one for Evie, I think. But today when I shared these with my husband, I also picked up this older design. This is Holiday Horse, and he really likes this one better. So I may stitch this one for Evie this year and stitch the penguin for one of the 2 grandchildren next year. But these will be their 2024 ornaments. And just so in case you haven't seen, let me see. There's 2 other designs for this year. I believe this was last year's. And if I'm wrong on saying that, I apologize. But I know I stitched these 2. I believe they came out last year for my grandchildren. This one was Evie's. This one was Waylon's. And then this is the releases for this year. So I really like this one. I think Mary picked up these 2 for herself, and they will be her first time doing Satsumas. And I picked up, of course, these 2. So the kits, they contain the perforated paper. They contain the thread, the sequins, the bead, and a needle. So you basically have everything you need to stitch it with the exception of a pair of scissors. So these are wonderful little kits. To me, they're inexpensive, and I look forward to stitching that. Now, I'm going to switch up to something else real quick because this will kind of segue into it. I shared with everyone last weekend this frame for perforated paper stitching. And this frame is the largest of the frames. I linked them in my last video if you want to see, but they're magnetized frames for the perforated paper. This is the piece that I picked out to start and stitch on it. But this one, this ornament, is not going to fit perfectly inside of here, I don't think. So let's test it out really quick, because I was curious about that. I don't have any that I haven't stitched yet. Because I was curious if I need to get a different size, and we're going to see. Hold on just a second. Okay. There it is. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get another size. So this is the size that is given to you inside the kit of the perforated paper. And so this is not going to hold well. It's going to hold maybe on the sides, maybe long enough, but it's not wide enough. So I may need to get another size to stitch my satsumas, but I can still stitch them in hand if I decide to hold off on buying another frame size, which I may do only because I've not used it yet. I'm thinking it's going to be fine though. Like I said, this is the fabric, the perforated paper for this size kit, the larger the Mill Hill kits, and the perforated paper fits perfectly. But you do need it to fit a little snugly to stitch upon the paper, so it's not going to work for these smaller ornaments. So anyway, I hope that makes sense to everyone. So let me pull this back up. Now, back to haul. So then we all kitted up for us out this piece, and this is Spring Quaker by Primrose Cottage. We're using the Call For thread, Blooming Crocus, and I'll let you know what color fabric we chose in just a second. Now, I was told by several stitchers that you only need 2 of the skeins, even though of the Blooming Crocus, even though the pattern says 3, that you can get by with 2. But this piece is called Medusa's Gaze, and it's very purpley. I love it. And it's by Lapin Loops is the name of this fabric designer. And this is a piece of 28 count, which is what I did my last Quaker on, the Valentine Quaker. But I love these colors. I think purple is just a underappreciated color in the stitching community. I just really love it. Now that will be another sale with my friends. And then, since I'm currently stitching a Tellin Emblem piece and I love it, I was drawn to this piece, which is another piece by them, and it is called Tellin Emblem, which is the designer, and it's tiles. Now I picked up this piece not for all the tiles, but for this specific one. I love the twisted cording and the purple around it. I bought a piece of fabric. I knew I could pull the colors from home. I should have all the colors here at home. But I'm really enjoying stitching this designer, and I will show you my focus piece here shortly. And then I bought this fabric for the pieces I've already showed, the Spring Parade. And it has a little bit of a yellow tone to it. This is Weeks Dye Works Angel Hair. And of course, again, this is the colors. Very spring-like. And I picked up this remnant piece of even weave to stitch this one on. So that's what I got yesterday. Oh, one other thing. I did pick up a freebie by JBW. This is the Strawberry Brunch. And that's the piece right there. Again, a little something to be really cute inside of a spring display. So that's my haul for the week from yesterday. I do have something else. Again, even though I've not seen Mary, she does enable me quite often. And she had found a ribbon dyer on Etsy and shared it with me. They were having a sale, and I picked up these yummy ribbon colors. She had several bundles of the same color, different shades. I chose a few from every shade. She also has little cards from older greeting cards. Just absolutely love these colors, especially the greens and this golden here. Just, I love them all. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And I look forward to using these to finish up some of my pieces as ruched ribbon on the edges. So there's that. And I also picked up one of these, and this is a thread bed. And this thread bed is closed with a button. I do have a different type of thread bed that I use quite often. Where is it at? I think it's in here. And if you're not familiar with these, they're felted. Now this one just lays as it is. It's more like a postcard size. It does have a built-in sewn-in magnet there to hold your needle. But how often do we get up from a sitting position and find that we have some threads stuck to our shoulder or our elbow? These beds, because it's felt, will hold and keep still those threads while you're not using them. But this particular one was the one I had before that I use a lot, and you can tell how that felt's gotten kind of worn and beaded, how often I use it. This one, I have one of the jewelry cases that was gifted to me by my friend Christine, and I finished it up with this particular fabric inside, so I was very happy to see those there, and I'm going to keep this one inside of my jewelry box. But this one has a place that you can rest your needles, and then it has a place here that you can attach your scissors if you'd like with your scissors fob. And I really like that it closes. So that was the other thing I got at the shop. I also picked this up at, I want to say I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. I am going to be attending a hands-on design class that is hosted by Barefoot Needlearts on June 11th. It's a Tuesday. I have been watching, I've watched her many times in the past, but just kind of for time haven't watched her as much recently, but watched Kathy of Hands-On Designs videos here on FLOSSTUBE. She has great tutorials. She just did a market video of what she was releasing and things that's coming up. And she says she always, when she sees different color twines, she picks it up. So I was at Hobby Lobby recently picking up some things, and I picked up these colors, and I actually used this one on one of my my recent finish that I'm going to share with you. So let me do that today too. So if you're interested in this, I was in Hobby Lobby last night, and they do still have it in my local Hobby Lobby. But it's a good bit, as you can see there. It's not just a scant bit of twine. It's a good bit you can use several times. But it's purple, green, baby pink, yellow, blue, and hot pink. Now this is a piece I shared this time last year. I was going to finish it. I had it cut out, the pieces, the mat board cut out, or actually I used chipboard. The chipboard cut out in the shape. I've learned things since then. I put this down because I was so discouraged. I cut it out. I didn't leave enough room outside of the stitched piece, and I did not put fusible interfacing on the outside, the back side of my stitched area. And so when I tried to lace it up, I was shredding the fabric. I got so frustrated. I wanted to pull it apart, was concerned I would really damage it, and I put it down. I was looking for another piece last weekend and for St. Patrick's Day, and this was up there with those finished pieces. Never did find the piece I was looking for, but it brought this one to my attention. So this is Lamb's Egg by Shepherd's Bush. and I used the pink twine off the card I just showed you, this one here, to finish this one up. And so it is a shepherd's bush design. It has just another button, company button, and a few beads. They're cream color beads there. So I put the interfacing on the back, but I had a type of interfacing that was more like a very thin fabric. So when I put it on there, it gave the fabric some strength. So I was able to lace it because I was lacing that very thin. I don't even know what the weight or what it's called by Tellin. But I was able to use that and do the lacing and the pulling and the cinching on this damaged fabric. Now, I know where to look to see where there was some shredding, but you would have to pull back the rickrack to see it. I'm very happy I was able to, so what I ended up doing is pulling it completely apart very gently, and I removed the chipboard because I wanted the mat board. So then I cut out mat board, and I learned from Kathy's videos this past few weeks is that I can cut the mat board with my scissors. So with my crafting scissors, I cut mat board with it. I have been using a X-Acto knife, which terrifies me that I'm going to cut something or cut myself. So I cut that. I made it more sturdy. I added additional batting that I didn't have behind it so that it would stick out a little more, look more eggish. And once I was done, it's not exactly circular, but it's not exactly egg-shaped. But am I satisfied? Absolutely. I love it. So I just used that twine there. I knotted it at the ends, and I knotted it in the center, and I actually sewed the center of the knot there to the piece, and then just let these two pieces here dangle. This is my backing fabric, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. That mistake was righted, and I'm very happy with it. So that was the full finish I wanted to share with you. Then yesterday when I was with Mary and Natasha, I had shared my finish on this piece with you all. I still have not removed, I've got it here so that I can remove the date, so I can add it over one, but this piece here, I shared it, and I was going to look for some fabric, and my friend Natasha messaged me and said, don't do that. I had the perfect piece, and it was a Blackbird fabric. Look how perfect that's going to be. Love it. Natasha, you're a genius. So she said, don't go looking. I'm gonna send you some fabric. So since we were together yesterday, I hope to finish this up soon. I'm gonna finish it up with this. I'm gonna see these darker reds in this pack I purchased last week, maybe that one. I'm going to do a slit back finish and cover it with a heart, and this be the heart. And I'm gonna try to match the elongated heart here on the back to cover the slit with these. So it's going to be probably this one here. So that hopefully next weekend you'll see a finish, another full finish, and that'll be it. So that piece there, in case you've not watched me before, this is Pledge of Affection by Blackbird Designs, and I won this piece at as a raffle prize at the Barefoot Needlearts retreat. What else do I have? I think that's it. That's it, haul. I did get a gift yesterday as well. This little needle wallet. Got a cute little scissors, or a little fob there that I can use on my scissors or on this. With little notions, some sewing notions inside, a needle threader, a a thread counter. Thank you so much. All right, let's get to my current works. I've not gotten as much done this week as I would like to, but I still made progress. So progress is just what it is, progress. I'm happy with my progress. Last weekend I started this piece. This is the Trilogy's Bunny, Happy Bunny Day. Started it on a piece of scrap fabric, and this is where I've gotten. So the bunny is done all, but I need to finish up his back legs. It's taking me a little time because white is my least favorite thread color to stitch with. And it's just because I don't know what it is about the color. The threads don't always slide nicely together. They tend to bunch on me. So when I stitch with it, I take more time than I stitch with other colors, because I will railroad both the top leg and the bottom leg to make sure that they lay nicely. And now that I'm almost done with the bunny, I really don't have that much more to go. So it's mainly just some letters and wording down here, and the rest of the frame I need to bring it down and around. So the majority of the stitching's done. I hope to finish it tonight, to be honest. I plan to finish this, and I have a what do you call it? Model stitch. I have a model stitch to start, and I want to start on that. And once I start on it, I'm sure that I'm going to give the majority of my time to that until I finish it. Now, as far as daily stitching, where is my, I don't know where the pattern is. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. This is Merry Christmas by Tellin Emblem. This is Tangled Tidings Merry Christmas by Tellin Emblem. Been working on this a few weeks, and the last week when I shared it with you, I had found a mistake where I was using only 2 colors to do all the leaves, and there's actually 4 colors. All of the checkered or leaves were done correctly. The solid color leaves were stitched in specialty floss, but I was using the incorrect colors. So I removed the thread color from that were stitched incorrectly, the leaves that were stitched incorrectly. I removed those threads and stitched them correctly, and 98% of you said, don't do it. Don't remove them. It looks great. You should see it from the screen. And I appreciate all of you reaching out, but as soon as I finished the video last week, that's exactly what I started doing, was removing them. And by the time the comments started coming in and the don't do it's, I was already too far gone. So I'm caught up. My goal was to remove one every day and restitch one. So I was able to do that, and I was able to come down and outline the poinsettia, which I'm excited about stitching. The cardinal is completed, and I have brought the wreath all the way down over here. So the wreath itself, the leaves are completed. So this week I'm going to try to work on this, and I'm excited about it. So there were a couple of other freebies that I stitched this week. I'm downloaded this week, and I'd like to share with you. And one of them is from Al Forrest Embroidery, and Jen Upton from here on FLOSSTUBE. Been watching her a long time. She was sharing some of her finishes over the past few weeks, and she shared this one, and I immediately went to download it. Hold on. And this is called Starlings. And again, I don't print them. I print them in black and white. I don't like colored patterns, and I just save my ink. If you want to see it finished, go watch Jen Upton's most recent video. I'll share the link to that down below. And so I have that pattern. It's free on their site. I'll also link Al Forrest Embroidery down below, so if you like the pattern, you can go out and print it for yourself. And then yesterday, I'm searching through Instagram, and it's the start of Holy Week, and Teresa Kogut put out a new pattern, and this is it, and it's Oh How He Loves Us. This is another one. I'm going to pull the thread and the fabric. Once I finish the bunny, this will be the piece that I take with me to work this week. Hopefully I'll finish it before Easter Sunday. If I don't, that's okay. But it's the thought, and I want my thoughts to be focused here this week. I will also link that one below. I think I cut myself off when I was talking about the class. So if you're anyone in the area is interested, I will link the website for Barefoot Needlearts down below with their hands-on design class that will be June 11th with Kathy, and I'm so excited about that. Again, I've been watching her videos just to familiarize myself for what she's been currently doing. She is just such a sweet person, and I have met her before, was lucky enough at some of the PALS retreats when she would bring do not trunk shows, but she would be there with her patterns several years ago. I've always enjoyed being around her, and I have never taken a class, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So those of you that might be interested, I'll link that information below, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll see you there. But everyone have a great weekend. Thanks very much for coming back to my channel, those that return every week. I appreciate it so very much. And those that are new, welcome. I hope you'll come again. Until next time, hugs and stitches. Bye-bye.